أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Surah Al-Falaq. Surah Al-Falaq and Surah An-Nas, which are the last two surahs of the Quran, both of them are known as al-Mu'awwadhatayn, meaning the two through which refuge is sought. The two through which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's protection is sought. And if you notice, both of these surahs, they begin with قُلْ أَعُوذُ. Say, I seek refuge. Surah Al-Falaq is a Makki surah. Surah An-Nas is also a Makki surah. And Surah Al-Falaq was revealed after Surah Al-Fil. It has 5 verses, 23 words, and approximately 80 huruf. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of daybreak. مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. From the evil of that which He created. وَمِنْ شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبَ. And from the evil of darkness when it settles. وَمِنْ شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ. And from the evil of the blowers in knots. وَمِنْ شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ. And from the evil of an envier when he envies. قُلْ. The Prophet ﷺ is being commanded first of all. And after him, the address is to every single believer, every single listener, every person who hears this. That say this. قُلْ. Say. أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. I seek refuge, I seek the protection of who? رَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. أَعُوذُ is from i'ādah. And i'ādah is to seek refuge, to seek protection with someone, and to not leave them. To hold on to them, to cling to them, trust upon them, rely on them, depend on them, and not leave them for even a moment. Why? Because if you were to leave them, you would be vulnerable. If you were to leave them, you would suffer harm. So a'udhu, who should you turn to? Who should you rely upon? Whose protection should you seek? Rabbil Falaq. And who is He? He is Allah. But instead of Allah, what has been said? Rabbil Falaq. Rabbil Falaq. Al-Falaq is from the root letters Fa, Lam, Qaf. And Falaqa literally means to cleave, to break something. And the word falaq is generally understood as, over here especially, daybreak. It is understood as morning. Why? Because at the time of the morning, as the sun rises, it breaks the entire horizon. It breaks the entire sky. The night sky, which was covered in darkness, what happens to it? From it comes out light. And falaq al-subh is used for the time of dawn. Why? Because at that time the entire sky cracks up. The entire sky is broken up. And then eventually the light comes in and it spreads. We learn in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَالِقُ الْإِصْبَاحِ. He is the cleaver of the morning. He is the one who causes the night sky to break apart and brings through it the light of the morning. And obviously this is with regards to how the person views the sky. It's not that literally the sky breaks up, but this is from how we look at the sky, how the eye perceives it. However, remember that al-falaq doesn't just refer to, it's not just limited to the time of the morning. But rather the word falaq is also used for khalq. It also gives a meaning of creation. Why? Because anything that comes into existence, anything that is created, how does it come into existence? By the process of breaking apart, by the process of cleaving, tearing. For example, the shell breaks, and then the chick comes out of the egg. Similarly, the seed erupts, it breaks, it cracks, and from it comes out the plant. And we see this in every creation, that it bursts, it breaks, and then another creation comes into being. Similarly, we see that the human body, the cells that are in our blood, what happens to them? They also break apart. So the process of creation, How is it done? By the process of falaq. This is why the word falaq also applies to makhluq. It also applies to creation. We learn Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِنَّ اللَّهَ فَالِقُ الْحَبِّ وَالنَّوَى. That Allah, He is the cleaver of the grain and the seed. He is the one who cleaves, who breaks both of them. So, قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of al-Falaq, meaning the Lord of daybreak, the Lord of the entire creation. He is the one who causes the night to depart, and He is the one who brings the day. He is the one who removes darkness, and He replaces the darkness with light. So, O Allah, who repels darkness, replaces it with light, save me from every harm. Save me from every danger. Give me light. Give me guidance. Protect me. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. From the evil of that which He created. Meaning, save me, protect me from what? From evil. Which evil? مَا خَلَقَ. Of that which He has created. What does it mean by this? مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. Everything that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created has the potential to do good and the potential to do evil as well. Everything that He has created. For example, with regards to the nafs even, with regards to the human soul, we see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. Allah has inspired both evil as well as good, fear of Allah, in the human soul. So the human soul has a potential to do good, and it also has the potential to do evil. Which is why we see that a person, where at one occasion he's very nice, very gentle, very polite, at another occasion, the same person is upset. The same person is angry. The same person is yelling at another. Why? Because there is no perfection in creation. There is no perfection in creation in the sense that no creation is perfect. Every creation, every khalq, no matter what it is, a human being, a jinn, or it is a plant, the sun, anything that it is, what does it have? The ability to do good and also the ability to do evil. The sun, where it's extremely beneficial, at times it also becomes very harmful. Water itself, source of life, essential for our living. Without it we cannot survive. But sometimes the same water, when it floods, it causes devastation. Similarly, this is the case with every single creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, min sharri ma khalaq, meaning I seek refuge with Allah against the evil of creation. Against the evil of creation. The evil that could reach me from the different creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we see that sometimes, because of this evil that is expected of the creation of Allah, we become extremely fearful. We become paranoid. We do not trust anybody. We do not wish to try something new because we are afraid. That what if I suffer? What if I get hurt? For example, some people, they say, I'm not going to get married. Why? Because what if it doesn't turn out right? I don't want to get hurt. Similarly, some women say, I don't want to have children because it's very difficult. What if it's too much for me? So people have fears. Why? Because every creation you can get khair from it and you can get shar from it. But does this mean that we always remain in the state of fear? No. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken us out of this fear. Does this mean that we don't try anything new? We don't take any step? We don't go to school? We don't step out of the house? We don't drive? Just because we might get into an accident? Just because if we walk we might fall? Just because if we go somewhere we might get hurt? No. Trust on Him. Rely upon Allah. Ask Him to protect you from the evil of creation. Min sharri ma khalaq. From the evil of that which He has created. And the first of the creation whose evil we must seek refuge against is our nafs. The nafs. Our own soul. Our own desire. Why? Because inna nafsa la ammaratum bisu. Indeed, the nafs, what does it do? It commands a person to do evil. It prompts a person, encourages a person to disobey Allah. And the thing is that your nafs is always with you. Always with you. There could be people who are a bad influence on you. There could be places that, when you visit, when you go, when you're there, you end up doing something wrong. But the fact is that your nafs is always with you. It's attached to you. It's a part of you. And it leaves you when? When you die. That's the separation of body and soul. So, because there is so much evil that could be expected of the nafs, what should a person do? Seek Allah's refuge against it. Similarly, after the nafs is a person's greatest enemy, who is shaitan. So min sharri ma khalaq includes shaitan as well. Because shaitan, he puts waswasa in the heart of the son of Adam and inspires him to do evil. And after shaitan, after one's own nafs, there could be other people as well. There could be different creatures, animals. There could be anything that a person is afraid of. So whenever you're afraid of something, whenever you're afraid that you might get hurt because of it, through it, recite this. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ. Because if you think about it, this thing that we are afraid of, who has created it? Allah has created it. If He has created it, He has complete power and ability over it. So if He wants, this thing can never harm you. That person can never harm you. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ الْفَلَقِ مِنْ شَرِّ مَا خَلَقَ وَمِنْ شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبَ. And from the evil of darkness when it settles. غاسق is from غين, سين, قاف. And غسق means darkness. We learn in the Quran in Surah Al-Isra, ayah 78, Allah says, أَقِمِ الصَّلَاةَ لِدُلُوكِ الشَّمْسِ إِلَى غَسَقِ اللَّيْلِ. Establish the prayer from the moment the sun begins to set until the darkness has settled in. And it's referring to Maghrib and Isha Salah. So, وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ. غَاسِق then is darkness of the night. And some have said that غَاسِق, it doesn't just refer to the darkness of the night, but it also refers to the moon. It also refers to the moon. What's the evidence of that? We learn from a hadith which is reported in At-Tirmidhi that the Prophet ﷺ told his wife Aisha radhiyallahu anha, when there was the moon up in the night sky, he said, هَذَا هُوَ الْغَاسِقِ. This is the غاسق. This is the غاسق. Because when is the moon visible to us? At what time? In the night. That is when it is extremely bright, it's radiant, and it's visible. It's very attractive as well. It draws your attention to itself. And the moon comes when? At night time. And we see that at night time, during the night, many things are hidden. And because many things are hidden, you don't know what's before you, or you don't know what's behind you, you could hurt yourself very easily. During the day, because of the light, you can protect yourself, you can save yourself. If anyone is coming, anything is coming towards you, you can save yourself. But when you are surrounded by darkness, when you are surrounded by darkness, when you cannot see, then you are more vulnerable. You are more likely to get hurt. So at this time, min sharri ghasiqin idha waqab. Seek refuge from the evil of darkness. Seek refuge with Allah against the evil of darkness. And especially idha waqaba. Waqaba is from waw qaf ba, and it is when something enters into something and settles deeply in it. Or when something spreads, it settles. So when the night has come in and it has settled, when the moon has risen and it has settled, meaning it is bright. And what does that depict? What does that show? That the night is there. It's completely dark. So وَمِن شَرِّ غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبَ. And we see that because of the darkness of the night, it is that many, many evils take place. How? That, for example, many crimes, they take place during the night. Similarly, we see that many robberies, even they take place during the night. Why? Because during the day, when everything is bright and clear, you cannot hide as easily. But during the night, crimes can remain hidden. Criminals can also remain hidden. And we see that during the night also, poisonous and harmful animals, creatures, they also come out. So at that time a person is afraid. For example, during the day when you go out, you're not afraid walking on the grass. But if during the night you go, and if you have to walk on the grass, every step you take so carefully. Isn't it? Because you cannot see. And it's quite possible there's a snake or there's some poisonous creature and it might harm you. So don't be afraid. Rather call upon Allah to protect you. Look at the confidence that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving to His servant. That don't be paranoid. Get out of this fear and rely upon Allah. وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ, and from the evil of the blowers in knots. Meaning that I seek refuge with Allah from what? Against what? The shar, the evil of an-naffathat. An-naffathat is a plural of naffatha. An-naffatha is one who blows. This is from the word nafth. Not nafs, but rather nafth. And nafth is to blow with the mouth in such a way that a little bit of spit also comes out. To blow in such a way that a little bit of spit also comes out. So naffatha is she who blows. But look at the word naffatha. What does it show? Mubalagha, fa'ala, meaning one who blows repeatedly again and again. And remember that sometimes a word is feminine, not just because it is being used for a woman, but the ta marbuta at the end, the feminine sign, that is signifying what? Emphasis and mubalagha, that how much that action is done. For example, the word allama. Who is allama? Literally, if you look at it, fa'ala, same root. Does it mean that every great scholar is a woman? No, that's not what the meaning is. Allama. The ta at the end, the sign of feminine, is for mubalagha. So naffatha doesn't just refer to women who blow, but it refers to all those who blow. All those who blow. What do they blow into? Fil uqad. Al-uqad is the plural of uqda. And uqda is a knot. What does it mean by this? Those who blow in knots, I seek your refuge against them, against their evil. This is referring to magicians. This is referring to sorcerers. Why? Because when magicians, when they perform their magic, they read their magic spells, whatever words they read. In those words are also the names of shayateen, seeking help from them, seeking aid from them, praising them. So, when they recite these words, what do? After reciting them, they blow. They blow on what? They blow on certain things which they're tying together, like for example knots. So as they read, they blow, and they blow on these knots. So in other words, this is referring to magic. Those who perform magic. So وَمِن شَرِّ النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ, I seek your refuge against those who perform magic. وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدٍ, and I seek your refuge against who? The evil of the hasid, the evil of the envier. إِذَا حَسَدَ, when he envies. What is hasad? Hasad is jealousy. And hasad is when a person dislikes that Allah has given a certain blessing to another person. Whether it is wealth, or it is status, or it is beauty, children, knowledge, good clothes, whatever it is, the ability to do something. Hasad is when a person does not like the fact that another has been given a blessing of Allah. He does not like the fact that another has been given a blessing. And what does he want? He wants that that blessing should be taken away from him. That blessing should be taken away from him. Which is why hasad is a feeling that doesn't just remain in the heart, but rather it comes out in the form of harsh words, in the form of backbiting, in the form of spreading rumors, spreading false information about someone, damaging their reputation, damaging their image. So hasad is an evil that yes, it harms the person who has this feeling, but it definitely harms the person whom he is envious of as well. This is why وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ, when he is jealous. What does it mean by this? When he is jealous, meaning when he acts on that jealousy, when he does something because of that jealousy. Which is why we see that, for example, when a person is envious of another, he could actually give him ayn, he could actually give him evil eye. The other could be affected by evil eye. Now it happens sometimes that you have a certain blessing. It could be your own child, it could be knowledge, it could be a good job, it could be money, it could be anything that you have, and you're afraid that if people see it, they will become jealous. And if they become jealous, then what will happen? I will get the evil eye. Don't be paranoid. What should you do? Turn to Allah. Seek His help. Seek His protection, His refuge. Ask Him to protect you. That وَمِن شَرِّ حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدَ. I seek refuge against the envier when he envies. Recitation.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
What a beautiful prayer, what a beautiful dua, what a beautiful solution Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us. We see that people, they have fears, they have phobias, they have genuine fears. Literally, they honestly fear something or someone, and because of that, they're unable to do anything. They lose their confidence. And we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us such a beautiful solution. You have this fear, you are afraid, you don't want to take a chance, turn to Him. Seek His protection. Seek His refuge. And we see that in particular, 3 things are mentioned in this surah. 3 kinds of evils. That first of all, غَاسِقٍ إِذَا وَقَبْ, which is the night. النَّفَّاثَاتِ فِي الْعُقَدِ, which is magic. حَاسِدٍ إِذَا حَسَدْ, jealousy. And we see that all types of difficulties and problems that a person could suffer in his life, they come in these 3 forms. How? That for example, the night. Everything is hidden in the night. وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَغْشَى, it covers everything with its darkness. And people are generally afraid of the dark. Children are afraid of the dark. Sometimes even older people are afraid of the dark. Then we see magic. Magic is also, you don't know if somebody is performing magic. Many times we see that especially women, they have this fear. This is happening, that is happening. I think somebody is doing magic on me. So don't be in this fear. Ask Allah to protect you. And then again, another fear that people have is of evil eye. The jealousy of other people. The fact that other people can harm them. So we see that all the different types of problems, difficulties that people fear, they either come in these forms, or we see that they come in a way that is unknown to people. Meaning a person does not know, he might get hurt from something. Like for example, the night. What's in the night? It's unknown. Magic, it's hidden from you. Similarly, the jealousy of a person, even that is hidden from you. You don't know that person might be envious. So the unknown, the unseen, with regards to it, trust upon who? Your Lord, that He will protect you. This is the solution that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to us. Recitation.
Bismillahir-Rahman. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
قل أعوذ برب الفلق من شر ما خلق ومن شر غاسق إذا وقب ومن شر النفاثات في العقد ومن شر حاسد إذا حسد.
Next surah, Surah An-Nas. Surah An-Nas was revealed after Surah Al-Falaq. It has 6 verses, 20 words, and approximately 80 huruf. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. Say, I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind. Malikin Nas, the sovereign of mankind. Ilahin Nas, the God of mankind. Min sharril waswasil khannas, from the evil of the retreating whisperer. Alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas, who whispers evil into the hearts of mankind. Min al-jinnati wan nas, from among the jinn and mankind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us the same thing. That seek refuge with Allah. Seek protection with Allah. Who is Allah? Rabbin Nas, the Lord of people. If you think about it, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the Lord of the entire creation. He is the Lord of everything. He is the Rabb, He is the Khaliq, He is the Malik, He is the Mudabbir, the creator, the owner, the planner of the entire creation, big or small. The heavens, the earth, angels, jinn, animals, birds, the sun, the moon, every single creation, Allah is its Rabb. But why has this been said? That I seek refuge with the Lord of people. Why people only over here? Because, first of all, for the purpose of tashrif, in order to honor mankind, in order to honor people. And secondly, many times we see that people are afraid of other people. We are afraid of other people. They could be strangers, they could be family members, they could be acquaintances, they could be co-workers, they could be your boss, they could be anyone. We are afraid of people. And when we're afraid of people, why is it so? Because we expect some kind of harm from them. So when Allah is telling us to seek protection against the evil of people, He tells us to seek refuge with who? The Lord of those people. That He is stronger than them. He is mightier than them. He can protect you from them. He is enough for you against them. أَلَيْسَ اللَّهُ بِكَافٍ عَبْدَهُ قُلْ أَعُوذُ بِرَبِّ النَّاسِ. I seek refuge in the Lord of mankind. Malikin Nas. He is the sovereign of mankind. Malik. Malik is one who has control and authority. The one who is sovereign. The one who possesses something and who also has the ability to do whatever he wishes with it. Which is why the word Malik is also used for king. Why? Because he has the authority, supreme authority. He can decide whatever, implement whatever. So we see that who is the king of people, the sovereign of people? Allah. He is the Malikin Nas. And He is Ilahin Nas. He is the God of people. Meaning, the one and only who is worthy of worship. Yes, there are many who are worshipped by people. But who is the one who deserves to be worshipped by people? It is Allah alone, Ilahin Nas. So say, I seek His refuge. His refuge, His protection against what? Min sharril waswasil khannas, from the evil of the retreating whisperer. From the evil of al-waswas. Waswas is from wow seen, wow seen. And the word waswas literally is a masdar, meaning it's a noun. And it means whisper. It gives a meaning of waswasa. However, over here, waswas gives the meaning of muwaswis, meaning one who whispers. One who whispers. This is the meaning that the word waswas gives. And what is waswasa? Waswasa is that which is put in the heart of a person. It could be a thought, it could be a worry, it could be a concern, imagination, idea. But the main thing is that this thought, this idea that is put in the heart of a person, it has no reality to it. It is untrue. Like for example, a person is afraid of something. He shouldn't be afraid of it. A person assumes something negative about someone, that maybe they don't like me. Maybe they have been talking about me. There's no reality to it. So what is it? It's a waswasa. So min sharril waswas, I seek refuge from the whisperer. Who is this whisperer? Al-Khannas. Khannas from Kha Noon Sin. Khanasa is to fall back. It is to disappear. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِالْخُنَّسِ. And shaitan is the one who is khannas. Why? Because when Allah is remembered, what does shaitan do? Khanasa. He disappears. He goes away. So min sharril waswasil khannas, from the evil of the whisperer. And this whisperer, how is he? He withdraws. Meaning, he comes and he whispers, and as soon as Allah is remembered, he goes away. But then he doesn't go away forever. He doesn't go away permanently. No, he comes back again. And then again he is chased away. And again he comes back. Which is why we see that when shaitan puts a waswasa in the heart of a person, he says, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim." But what happens? After a few minutes again, those thoughts are coming back to him. A person is afraid. He recites the Qur'an. He says, "A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim." But again, those feelings come back again. Similarly, a person is praying salah. He starts off with khushu', and halfway through, all of a sudden, he's remembering this, he's remembering that, because when shaitan comes, what does he say? Udhkur kada, udhkur kada, udhkur kada, remember that, until a person forgets what he's praying. A person forgets which rak'ah he is, which unit he is performing. So shaitan comes back again and again. This is why he's called al-waswas al-khannas. Al-waswas al-khannas. So seek Allah's refuge against the shaitan, because shaitan is an enemy who does not leave you. No matter how many times you chase him away, he comes back. And the thing is that the stronger a person gets in his iman, the more shaitan wishes to attack him. The more he wishes to attack him. Why? Because a person who does not know the Qur'an, a person who does not know what to do, shaitan is content. Shaitan does not have any worry about him. Why? Because he knows that this person does not know much, so he's not going to do much anyway. But a person who has knowledge, a person to whom Allah has gifted hidayah, shaitan is after him. Shaitan is after him. This is why it's so essential, it's so important, that when a person is studying the deen of Allah, and when a person has completed the study of the Qur'an, he must seek Allah's refuge against the shaitan. Because shaitan is going to come after him. Shaitan is not going to leave him. He's not going to spare him. He's going to attack him even more. He's going to attack him even more. So seek refuge with Allah against who? Al-waswas, al-khannas, alladhi yuwaswisu fi sudurin nas. The one who whispers into the sudur of people. Where does he put the waswasa? In the heart of the person. So when it's put in the heart of a person, can you see the waswasa? You cannot see it. If you see something tangible harming you, you can pick it up and throw it away. If it's something physical, something that you can see, you can push it away, you can shove it away. As it's coming towards you, you can duck, you can avoid it. But when shaitan puts the waswasa in the heart, can you see it? No. So it's even more risky, even more dangerous. This is why ask Allah to protect you, because He is the one who sees everything. We don't see the waswasa coming in. We don't see shaitan approaching us. But Allah sees. So, الَّذِي يُوَسْوِسُ فِي صُدُورِ النَّاسِ. And the thing is that when something is put in the heart of a person, if the heart accepts it, if it settles in the heart, then a person is in danger. Why? Because whatever is in the heart, the limbs will follow. The tongue will follow. Whatever you feel in the heart, you're going to act on it. You're going to say it. You're going to verbalize it. So this is why a person must seek Allah's refuge against the waswasa of shaitan even. That, Ya Allah, don't even let shaitan come near me. Don't even let him inspire evil thoughts in me. Don't even enable him to talk to me. Because if he does, he's going to put some filth in my heart. And if that is in my heart, then I am doomed. الَّذِي يُوَسْوِسُ فِي صُدُورِ النَّاسِ. He comes in a very subtle way that you can't even hear him. You don't even hear shaitan. And we see that he spared no one. Adam alayhi salam, who was in Jannah. What happened? فَوَسْوَسَ إِلَيْهِ الشَّيْطَانِ. Shaitan did waswasa to him. He didn't even spare him. He didn't spare anyone. So how can we feel secure? We can never feel secure. This is why we need to turn to Allah for protection. مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ. From among the jinn and mankind. Who is this waswas? Al-Khannas, the one who whispers into the heart of a person. Who is he? He is from among the jinn and he is also from among the men. Meaning shaitan comes in both forms. Shaitan comes in the form of jinn. Jinn that you cannot see. Jinn that you cannot hear. So he puts the evil thought in the heart. And shaitan also comes in the form of people. How? What does it mean? That he sends other people against you. He sends other people against you. That if, for example, you have an evil thought in your heart, let me say this, let me behave like this, let me not do this good thing. All of a sudden you'll realize this is from shaitan. So you say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. So shaitan has failed. But is he going to leave you? No. He's going to go to your brother, he's going to go to your sister, he's going to go to your husband, those people who are around you, and he's going to inspire them, go tell her this. Go discourage her from this. For example, it's quite possible that you're sitting after you have performed the fard salah. You're sitting and you're thinking, I should get up and perform my sunnah before it's too late. Shaitan puts this thought in your heart, doesn't matter, forget it. You prayed the fard, it's okay, no big deal. But you're like, no, I am going to get up and pray. What happens? For example, your child walks in, or your husband walks in, and they start talking to you, and they make you forget that you were going to read your sunnah. This is how shaitan does not leave a person. He attacks a person directly, and he attacks a person through others as well. مِنَ الْجِنَّةِ وَالنَّاسِ. And sometimes he approaches those who are very close to us, those whom we love, those whom we trust, those whom we know to be our sincere well-wishers. He attacks us through them, that they will come and tell us, why are you taking it so hard? Take a break, take it easy. You don't have to do this. So min al-jinnati wan-nas. Shaitan comes in different forms, through different means. Don't get deceived by him and seek Allah's refuge against him. Recitation.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim.
In both of these surahs, we are being taught to seek Allah's refuge. Who needs refuge? Who needs protection? Someone who is weak. Someone who is in danger. And the fact is that every single human being is weak. Every single person is weak. No one can say, I am fine, I am strong, I am rightly guided, I will always remain like this. No one can lead me astray. No person can claim that. Because even the prophets of Allah asked for guidance. Even they asked for istiqamah. And we see that as human beings, we are constantly in the state of danger because shaitan is after us. He vowed, he made a pledge, he made a promise that he was going to lead all people astray. He made that vow. And he's striving from that day to lead people astray. And he has in fact led many, many people astray. And the only ones who are saved, who are protected, are those whom Allah has protected. Those whom Allah has saved. This is why we must seek refuge with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because He is the greatest support. All the other supporters, what are they? Their example is like that of al-ankabut, the spider. And the spider's house is the weakest. It doesn't protect the spider. It doesn't save it. It doesn't shelter it against the sun, against the rain, against an enemy. No, it keeps the spider exposed. And if a person relies on anything other than Allah, whether it is his own knowledge, or it is a person, or it is a thing, anything that a person relies upon, he can never be saved. The only one who can protect him is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why we see that in both of these surahs, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us that say, A'udhu. You need the protection. You need that refuge. And take it with who? Your Lord. Because He is the one who is the mightiest. He is the one who can actually protect you. وَإِمَّا يَنزَغَنَّكَ مِنَ الشَّيْطَانِ نَزْغٌ فَاسْتَعِذْ بِاللَّهِ. Seek refuge with Allah, because إِنَّهُ سَمِيعٌ عَلِيمٌ. Indeed, He is the hearing and He is the knowing. And we see that the Prophet ﷺ, he used to recite these two surahs, the Mu'awwadatayn, when he retired to his bed. Why? In order to protect himself against the evil that could harm a person even when a person is asleep. When you're awake, okay, you can protect yourself, but when you're sleeping, how do you know? Anything could come and harm you. So we see that the Prophet ﷺ, he recited these surahs when he retired to bed. He also recited these surahs in the morning and in the evening. And he also recited these surahs after the 5 fard salawat as well. Why? Because we are constantly in danger. We constantly need Allah's protection. And especially when a person wants to do something good, then shaitan doesn't leave him. Shaitan doesn't spare him. He comes after him directly. He comes after him through other people. And he wants to lead that person astray. This is why, on the completion of the Qur'an, we must turn to Allah for protection. Because remember now, that your challenge is against, yes, yourself. Your challenge is against, okay, it might be other people. But it's also against shaitan. He has become more active against you. More active against you. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from the evil of our souls, the evil of our enemy shaitan, and the evil of anything that could harm us. Recitation.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
قل أعوذ برب الناس ملك الناس إله الناس من شر الوسواس الخناس الذي يوسوس في صدور الناس من الجنة والناس.
Let's listen to the recitation from the beginning.